What's up, bro?
What's up?
How's it going? I was like, oh, he can hear me, right?
I couldn't, but you had an excited look on your face, Dave, as always.
I could have been cussing. I could have been like, what the is going on?
Prick.
Not this guy.
How are you?
Good, you?
Good, man. Yep. Just waiting. Is she here yet?
How are you?
Good, how are you?
So are you one of those that you walk around singing all the time, like in a grocery store, and do you drive your friends crazy doing that? They're like, shut up, we get it, you're a singer.
To be honest, we all fucking do.
You do?
Yeah. I used to do it. Yeah, when I was younger, I used to sing wherever I was, and my friends used to be like, you just want people to know that you're a good singer. And I was like, no, it's just habit. I just want to sing all the time. But it's probably a bit of both.
Especially if you're walking through a store and you hear like music playing on the overhead, you just kind of join in with it, don't you?
Yeah. There's nothing worse though when it's your own song.
Oh yeah. What's that like when you're walking through Bloomingdale's and you hear one of your tracks?
Yeah, it's not great now. I'm not gonna lie. The whole place starts looking at you, and it's not good.
Yeah.
That's funny that's what they say when you walk into a bar or something like that and the DJ sees you, they automatically think, oh, I should play his song.
What goes through their head?
Yeah.
Right.
Like they think we want to hear it on a night out when we're trying to like let loose.
Right.
Yeah. It's weird. To be honest, when they don't know you're there and it starts playing, it's okay. But when they play it just because they've seen you, it's just a bit like, oh, yeah.
I remember one time I was at dinner in Milan with my manager, and we walked in, and could tell straight away that someone had noticed me because they were kind of all over it. There was more bread on the table than ever in any restaurant. and then the perks, more bread. And then they just play. It took them like they played four of my songs back to back, and I just like I said, "Can you please?" And they were like, they actually said, "Oh, sorry, we thought that you would like to hear it."
Isn't that funny that that's what the people think?
Listen,
that's
what you gotta do.
Yeah, I remember Bobby Brown was talking about that recently. He's like, if I come into your car or your club, do not play my goddamn song. I don't want to hear my prerogative. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear nothing.
Fair
enough. Well, welcome in, Anne-Marie. Where are you right now, by the way?
I'm in London, yeah. I'm in Camden at the moment, in London.
Camden Town.
Yeah, Camden.
Is that my dad's actually from Dulwich. Is that anywhere near you? It's
You're not far from Dulwich, eh?
I don't even know where that is.
It's very small. It's like South London. Yeah.
South East.
I'm north at the moment, North London.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, mate.
Do you get over to LA very often?
Yeah, normally I would. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it there. Yeah, I love it. Makes me be a better human in LA for some reason.
Yeah. When the sun's out, it makes you happy.
That's not said a lot about LA. That's usually
really?
LA is usually picked on a little bit. Yeah. What do you like to do? Like when you're here, when you come to LA, what are you like? All right, I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to go to this shop.
Well, first of all, my body clock seems to fit LA. Like as soon as I'm there, I'm in sync with the time, right? So I sleep really well. And then I wake up early and I go to a gym class straight away in the morning. There's so many food options everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm just always eating healthily. So it just makes me be better.
There is something about LA like that. The health food is everywhere, and vegetarian and this and that. Even it's very easy to take care of yourself here, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why everyone looks beautiful over there.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Dazzling.
I'm going to take that.
Especially you.
Look at Dave's over in Toluca Lake.
It's right, but the bad thing about where I live near a world market, so we have world food. So I'm in there getting Jaffa cakes. I'm getting penguin orange Kit Kats. So it's all downhill.
I love a Jaffa cake.
Yeah, it's nice. Man, Niall, it's crazy. You've become like this. You're a generation artist in a way, aren't you? I mean, because it's been like 11 years right now. Isn't that kind of the rule? If it's been 10 years, that's it. You're a generation artist.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never really thought about it like that. Yeah.
Do you have? You must have people coming up to say, you know, I grew up with you, or I made a baby to your music, or something like that.
Yeah, no, I've had all of that. The worst one I'm getting now is, oh, I used to be such a fan. You're like, what? And what happened? You're not happy with it anymore?
Yeah, and you've got the personality enough to call them out and say that. What happened? And then they must.
I actually say, like, what? Why did my music not suffice?
Wow.
And they're like, I don't
know. That's funny.
That's amazing. I never really thought about that. It literally is. It's nuts that I'm 27. I've been doing this for nearly 11 years. 11 years, like, in a couple of months. It's crazy to think about it like that. I'm only a baby.
You are, and it's weird because there's the ups and downs with all of that. There's the ups, and then there's the downs where you grow your thick skin through all of that, and now do you feel like you've come out on the other side of things, and now you're kind of like I said, part of their life, and now you're a hero in that way.
Yeah, no, it's cool when you think about it like that. You've been part of so many people's lives around the world for so long. I mean, the longer it lasts, the better for me, because I absolutely love what I do. And I don't have any other qualifications or anything. So if you could please support the cause for as long as possible. And I just, it's like when I think of some of the things, every now and then I'll think of what I've done and what we've done over the years. And it's just mind-boggling. When you see other artists doing similar things now, you're like, I remember going up on stage with Taylor Swift a few years ago at her show at Wembley Stadium, and I was just looking around in the middle of the show thinking, we played 3 nights here. This is nuts. And when you think about it in hindsight, because at the time you're just like, wow, it's a big whirlwind. But when you look back and you're like, because we never really seen ourselves as these big stars. We were just lunatics going around the place like kids, just having fun. And at the end of the night, we would just get up on stage and play it to 70,000 people. It was kind of nearly became, in a way, half normal, which is scary. Yeah. And then when you look back now, you're like, oh shit, that was a hell of a time. And even some of the stuff that I've done myself since has been mind blowing. Still think that I have that support, but fun 10 years.
What a mind game as well, going from, thousands of people cheering and stuff, and all of a sudden now, like, look around. For both of you, these rooms are quiet.
Yeah.
What's that, Anne-Marie? What's that like to have all fans around, and then now you're in a room, it's quiet? Does that play tricks on your head at all?
Yeah, it was something that I was addicted to be honest. Going on stage, I needed that feeling to feel complete, and it was really scary going into lockdown and not having that distraction or that thing that kept me going before. And it was just something that I had to learn to live without. And it's really horrible, and I can't wait to be on stage again. But at least now, because I don't think I ever would have had this, or anyone actually in our lives, we wouldn't have had this time to just stop and have to, be on our own. And I feel like we're all going to make ourselves better and the world better because of this moment, hopefully.
We hope so.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I definitely miss touring for sure.
But there is the that challenge. Yeah, and there's a line in 21 Pilots song that says sometimes quiet is violent, and I think a lot of people had that moment early on where you just really just
but that happened to me. I honestly at the start of lockdown, I went into a really bad place. I didn't like it. I wasn't creative. I weren't excited. I weren't happy that it stopped. I was really low, and I decided to start therapy, and then my life changed from that. I still do therapy once a week, and it saved my life, if I'm honest. So
were you iffy about going to therapy at first? Because with the stigma kind of attached to it?
Yeah, I was. I'd actually tried it before, and it wasn't right. And so going back into it a second time, I was more so like, I don't think so. But it turns out that you just have to find your person,
And and sometimes it can take 3, 4, 5 different people, and you got to start over. It's like, oh man, it's like,
I know it's a long, annoying process, but when you get that person, it's the best.
Great. Yeah, it's very great. Do you live alone, by the way?
Yeah.
You do? Okay. Yeah, that's
horrible.
tough.
Yeah.
It can be. It can be. Niall, do you live alone?
No, I don't. I've been lucky actually during that kind of thing, but I am very much like I'm a routine based type person. Like I need to, when I'm on the road, I do the same thing every day, and I like that. I'm kind of a bit obsessive when it comes to that kind of stuff. I have to know what I'm doing,
Sure.
like that. And when it all stopped, I was there's only so much you can look at the television, and like. And there's only so much
you can watch.
Yeah, exactly. There's only so much shit you can watch on TV,
Right.
and there's only so many times you can look at the same wall or read the same. I swear to God, I must have read about 10 books in about 4 weeks. It was just the same. There's only so much of that you can do, though. So I was getting a bit antsy, and so I got into a bit of a routine. You know, even just like working out and cooking, and at least something to do. But it was I did find myself getting a bit frustrated. Because quite an agitated person anyway, so it was nice when the door started opening again. You could get out.
Sure.
It was starting to lose the plot a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of when you turn to YouTube and start learn. I know you learned guitar on YouTube. What during lockdown have you learned on YouTube? Like I learned about pee traps in the bathroom and plumbing and all that stuff, about how you have to keep, not pee like urine. Yeah, I guess in a way, but like the water that sits, so the sewer thing. Well, that's the kind of stuff I'm on YouTube late at night.
I've been like watching different. I've been attempting like really tough recipes, like things like beef Wellington, which is probably the hardest thing I've ever done. Most people wouldn't think that, but it's such a tough thing. Also, learning how to cut an onion properly in different ways. There's different ways to cut onions for different slices, and there's different ways to cut. Please, if you lived in there for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Can you do it without frying though?
No. Well, at one point, someone bought me them. There's literally like onion goggles. I was like, I'm not wearing them things. Not a chance. The shit that was being bought on Amazon.
That's
the Amazon phase too.
Yeah,
if I see Jeff Bezos, I don't know what I'm going to say to him.
He's going to say thank you. Right.
Yeah.
It is interesting now all the things that we've learned that we can just order from Amazon to show up at the doorstep for us.
That worries me though. That makes we become lazier. Maybe some people have got more active, but we become lazier. Supermarkets are just going to obliterate.
You're right. And in a way, we're finding too much comfort in that to the point where we're going to start disliking people in general. And you're both on stage.
Yeah.
So you're far enough away, but oh man. Well, fortunately, we're moving forward from that. Amarillo, I was scrolling through some of your comments on when you released this song, and it's funny. There's a lot of them that say, finally. This one says, finally. So we have to say to all the people that are saying, finally, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. That's a word that gets brought. Do you know what? I feel exactly the same as them because I'm so impatient and my label probably hate me so much. But it's been a good year. It's been a good year of releasing music, to be honest, because I feel like the music industry got a bit shocked in lockdown as well. They were like, so how do we do this again? How do we? And I feel like we've all had to rethink about what to do because the main way for me to promote my album was touring. That's what we did to promote our music.
It's the whole purpose for an album at that point, isn't it? Otherwise, the way we consume music is completely different. And album and touring was the push for even putting it. Yeah, wow.
Yeah. So no, it's been good though. I've released 3 songs already this year, so that's good, and an album. So yeah.
Yeah. People are saying.
I can't remember the last time I released 3 songs in 5 months.
Right. Now, by the way, you really could have a song and say it's ready, and one night after a few, you can say, "Just put it up now. Let's just put it up."
Oh yeah.
Have you ever thought about that? Has that ever happened where you have to like say, "Oh, you know what? I should probably delete that."
Yeah. I actually kind of did. Sorry.
No, go on.
I actually did that not after a few tipples, but I just was like, I wrote "This Town," my first single of my first album. And I didn't really have many songs. I'd probably written about 5 or 6 songs. And I just thought I'd let the fans know I'm still writing music. So I just put it up. I didn't and I just had a picture of myself. I didn't really I didn't really think about it, and then it blew up, and I was like, I didn't think it was that good. I had a feeling it was all right, but I didn't think it was going to be that good.
Wow.
And yeah, I've actually done that, but
and it worked.
Yeah, people liked it apparently.
Huh?
We'll take it.
Imagine getting drunk and putting up like a raw, unmastered track. All the levels are screwed and
yeah, all over the place.
Or going Instagram live. They're also saying that this is the collab we didn't know we needed.
Yeah.
How is that, Anne-Marie? What is it like working with this guy? Is he? Pretend he's not here. Pretend he's not here right now. Just like cover up the screen.
Absolute nightmare. No joking. No. It's been so good, honestly. Like, I think for both of us, we went in without any expectation of knowing what was going to come out the other end, and it was actually my first real live session since the lockdown that I went into, and I think we both were just like, let's just see what happens. Like, who knows? We didn't have any expectation. I don't think anyone else knew that we were doing that session. Really, we just done it, and we came out with 3 songs, so it worked. And yeah, luckily. Now I feel like I've known him for ages. Like
it is mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
You say that with such disdain.
I know.
It's like I feel like I've known this guy.
Oh.
So wait, there was an actual. Well, first of all, 3 songs. What happens? Is this like the best of the 3? And you said I'm going to put those 2 aside, or what happens to the other 2 now?
You know what? This was the first one we wrote together, and also felt like the most far along one because. It's like a proper complete mixture of both of our sounds. So like it has the guitar with Niall, and then I bring in some electronic drums, and we proper mixed each other together, and it just felt right, really, this one. But the other 2 are really good, so who knows?
Yeah, and I suppose this was like the first finished, wasn't it? The other one we still don't really know how we're going to produce it. It's kind of still. It's still just me playing really Tom Petty sounding guitar, and there's no real thing to it.
We recorded it at the same time in both microphones.
Yeah, it was like the 70s. I felt like I was up in Laurel Canyon, Tom Petty, Stevie Nicks, and I was singing in 2 mics at the same time. It was really cool because I'd never done that before. It's usually just you go up and do your verse, you go and do your verse, and then do harmonies and stuff individually. But this one we did everything together, which was cool.
Wow, that had to feel incredible. Like you feel to be there. So now there's 2 unfinished songs that are just floating around, which is interesting that you said the 2 different styles because on paper none of that stuff should work. But
I know. We thought that too. Anytime that I just kept playing stuff, and she'd just sing like I'd play like because what naturally comes to me is quite like old Laurel Canyon-y type stuff, and then. She's just got this like really good pop melody cadence that just flies out of her mouth all the time, and it just works. It just works. So I was like, just keep going, and we wrote 3 songs. It's mad.
Yeah, that's cool. On paper, some of this stuff shouldn't work, and then you hear it, and you're like, God, rewind that because it does something to you, and it breaks every rule, whether it's chord progression or it's 2 notes that. Historically should not blend, and it triggers something, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, even the emotion on this song, the chord progression at first is like the first 2 notes. You feel like they could easily go in a dark direction, but the next couple notes pull it back the other way, and it's kind of a little, for lack of a better term, a little bit of a mind isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the aim.
It's really
I like that though. I like confusing people with production. Like on Rockabye, I felt like that was really confusing because the beat is really up tempo and really happy, and then the song is about single parents, and so it's like really like what that shouldn't work. But
right,
they're my favorite types of things. But some of the greatest songs of all time are head fucks. So like no one actually knows what some of the greatest songs of all time are about.
There's these upbeat, happy songs like "Pumped Up Kicks" by Foster the People, and then when you listen to the lyrics, you're like, "Hold on,
that one blew my mind when I figured that one out. I was mind blown. It just shows you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
Music.
Yeah. I'm gonna be a little self-serving on this one because I love On the Hook. Just when I think you're gone, hear the song on the radio, and because in a way, I think people forget. To artists, radio is important, isn't it? Because people think that it's just all about streaming, but in a way, and I don't want to. I know that's a deep hole to dive down with streaming.
Yeah.
But radio is still part of the magic, isn't it?
Oh my God, I constantly want to. I actually do always say thank you so much whenever I go into a radio station because it's so important. It's actually, I think one of my favorite things is sitting in the car and putting the radio on. That's what I want to do. I want to go for a drive and put the radio on, and that's what it gives us. It gives us that moment of just like, well, me personally, pure joy, and it's so important for songs like this one. The fact that radio is probably the first place people are going to actually hear it, and then they go to the other places afterwards. So yeah, sure. For me, yeah, radio is.
I came when I first started. There was no such thing as streaming radio. It was all radio. So I've always been a radios man. I've always stood up for radio, and I'm always a fan. And same again, get into the car, play the tunes, and even the younger people still love it too. It'll be there. It's always going to be there.
Yeah, there's something special about hearing your own song on the radio and knowing that looking around at other cars because everybody's listening to the exact same moment in the song. I mean, streaming is great. I stream all the time as well.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and that control of the playlist it's incredible. But just knowing that you're sharing that moment with other cars that could be listening, and you're in the exact same moment in the song, and
exact same time. It's brilliant. Love it.
It becomes really special. I don't want to keep you guys too much longer because I know Anne-Marie's got to keep working hard while Niall disappears for a while. I mean, seriously, he goes on vacation during your work time.
How rude.
So I'm not bringing out an album.
Yeah.
This is true. So when people hear this song for the first time, when they hear our song, what do you want them to listen to? Not only in the message, but also, was there something like an 8 count or a 16 bar that you're like, I worked on this forever, and I really hope that they hear this little transition?
Drums we work hard on.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. And we just like, to be fair, we were so lucky it came together so naturally that we didn't have to overthink it too much, and we kind of had an idea of what the production was going to sound like just based on. To be fair, you were good. You kind of just let me have the jam and mess around and all that stuff. So I was kind of just happy with the way it was coming together. It was coming together really nicely, but we had to make sure that we got our two sounds in and fit really well because they're obviously very different.
I personally love the short pre. I love a short pre chorus. I love that. I love how when we sang the chorus melody on the radio, I love how the chords follow the radio.
Sure. It's kind of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And then let it breathe. It's
so beautiful to me. Yeah. And we did actually write a mid-late, a different melody, but it felt a bit, I don't know, it felt a bit out of place. So we removed that, but we were thinking to do it in the acoustic performance, but we'll see. It might pop out one day.
Yeah, maybe.
Cool. And it's interesting, real quick too. The tone of this is what is it saying about the world when the tone of this song is ahead of these happy, good mood type vibe. People seem to attach to these types of songs a little bit more, don't they?
Honest, I guess it's honest, isn't it? So
yeah, and everyone's been through it. I think it's all about being relatable. And you know what? Sometimes when you're feeling crap, you do just want to cry and have a good little moment. You don't want to always listen to a happy song when you feel sad, It's good to have that moment of having sad, not that it's particularly sad, but I always feel like whenever I'm sad, I listen to sad music because I just want to let it out. And I feel like hopefully people feel like that with this song, that they just feel like they can relate to it.
Yeah, big time.
And even if you're not sad, you need that trigger to maybe trigger those emotions. So
Very true.
That's great. Before I let you go, Niall, you know the obvious question. I would be remiss if I was not to ask about the other guys. Any news, any info on any future? It's an obvious question. You know what's coming. Don't act surprised. He's looking at me like, "Oh, what? What are you talking about?"
No. I've nearly got like a good answer for it now. No, there is no answer. They're all good. They're all making tunes and making movies and tunes. Everyone's doing their own thing. It's good.
Babies, is that what you said?
Yeah, babies.
Yeah. Babies, movies, and tunes. Everyone's doing good, and yeah, everyone's just going along with it and having fun, and yeah, good, pretty much it.
Enjoy your vacation, and hopefully when you come around, I'll get to actually meet you in person, and we'll hit a par 3 course. You know, take it easy on one of these golf courses.
Yeah.
Or let me drive. I'll just drive the cart. How about that? Thank you both for hopping on. Emery, I wish you all the success on the album coming out, and hopefully we'll talk to you guys again soon.
Yeah.
Cheers, Dad. Thank you very much.
Look how quick he's ready to unplug and go.
I know.
Let me ask 5 more questions. Yeah, what's in the cup?
What is in it?
Lies. All right, go do your thing. Thanks again, you guys. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys. Bye.
On Florida's Space Coast, we think you can have the best of both worlds. Kind of like right now. Driving, at your desk, maybe at the gym, but you're also grooving to some music. Visit us and you'll go to the beach and see a rocket launch. Or go kayaking and manatee spotting. It's all waiting for you on the only beach that doubles as a launch pad. Plan your adventure today at visitspacecoast.com.